Hey guys, thanks for clicking on. Before I start, I'd like to let you know that this starting tutorial covers a lot, so don't be afraid to pause. Also, I included sections so you can skip ahead and rewatch certain things. And if you need any help at all, join my Discord in the description and just ping me. Thanks and enjoy! Hey guys, and welcome to my Spigot tutorial. First things first, we're going to set up the project. So for this, we're going to open Chrome or whatever browser you have. Good. And we're going to head over to, we're just going to type in IntelliJ. I'm going to click on IntelliJ, hit download, and download the community edition, or if you have a student account, you can download the ultimate edition as well. So once you hit download, you'll go through the setup and you'll set up IntelliJ. So once it's set up, it's going to open the IDE. Just going to open that for you. So this is a project I've been working on. So it'll open your last project, but you'll probably see something like this, right? So when you get to this stage, you're going to go hit plugins and you want to type in Minecraft. So you want to install Minecraft development and Minecraft MBT support, but for now all you need is Minecraft development. Yep. All right, so once you've installed that, you can go ahead and create a new project. And your new bar is going to pop up called Minecraft. I have a lot here because I am using the Enterprise Edition. We're going to hit Minecraft. Then you go to Spigot Plugin, hit Next, and type in your group ID. So my group ID is going to be me.evilterabyte. So for the group ID, it's usually me.yourname. This is just to differentiate between other people, right? So this is your unique username, and I use me. This is basically a website. So I can use com.myorganization so I could use com.bits if that's my company name. But I'm going to use me.evilterabyte because that's the website I have online right now. So now I'm going to create a new project. This is going to be called tutorial. I'm going to hit next. And then in this screen, you'll see your main class name, me.evilterabyte tutorial, and your plugin name. You want to select the Minecraft server version you're using. So I'm going to use Minecraft 17.1. And so for 17.1, you do need Java 16. So I'll show you how to add that. And for description, I'm just going to type in tutorial plugin for YouTube. Authors, that's me. Website, evilterabyte.me. And these you don't have to worry about right now. Hit next and create the project name, which is going to pop up on your file system. You hit finish. So now it's going to open a full new project, completely empty for you. Here are the tips. I'm just going to close the window on the right-hand side. I'm going to collapse all these packages for now. And you want to go head over to settings. And this might be checked, compact middle packages. You want to uncheck it and then open source, main Java. And it's going to open me.evilterabyte.tutorial and then open the main class, which is the tutorial. In the main class, you're going to have two methods, and that's the onDisable and the onEnable method, which are pretty self-explanatory. So the onEnable method is going to run when the plugin starts, and the disable method is going to run when the plugin gets disabled. So in the onEnable method, I'm going to type in system.out.println. I can just hello world it. Right? Or does it not? I don't know. Hello world. And so now when the plugin starts, it's going to, in the console, it's going to print hello world when it's fully loaded. So that's a basic plugin. You can go ahead and hit run, and it's going to build everything. And build success, perfect. And now it's going to create a new folder called target. Open the target, and inside the target folder, there's going to see original tutorial and tutorial. You want to copy the tutorial one, or if you want to see it inside your file, you would go to Open in Explorer, and then it's going to pop up in the Explorer right here, and you can just drag this jar file into your server. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out how to set up a development server, sorry. So your development server is going to look something like this, right? And it has everything installed and ready to go. So I'm going to pretty much delete all of this. Actually, I'll leave the start.bat and the server.jar. Or actually, I can delete those too. Delete the plugins. There we go. So now all we have is the start.bat. So I'm going to put this in the description, but this is basically what it's going to look like. Java-jar server.jar -nogui UI. So that's going to be the startup arguments. And so you're going to want to go to the paper website. I think it's papermc. And right here, click the papermc. Once you're in the website, you want to hit downloads. And then you have paper 1.17.1. You want to download the latest version. And it's going to save right here. It's going to wait for it to finish downloading. And as soon as it's done downloading, I'm going to go ahead, keep the file, and drag it into here. So in the start.bat, I'm calling server.jar, but it's not going to, there's no server.jar here. So I'm going to rename this to server. And I'm also going to add a new file. It's going to be called EULA. I'm going to enable this, and we're going to type in EULA equals true, just like that. File save, close, and all we got to do is start the server. So as you can see here, it's downloading and patching, and we're just going to wait for it to generate all the files. Nice, so it's done. And now we can go ahead and close this. And in the plugins folder, you can see we just got bstats. So we're going to go to our tutorial plugin. I'm going to hit copy. I'm going to hit paste, just like that. I'm going to start the server again. And we're going to find right here, tutorial as standard out, hello world, which is what we typed in. Perfect. We could also use our plugins logger, but we'll figure that out after. Nice, and we can close the server. Perfect. So now we know how to send messages to the server. Perfect. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create a simple plugin. And when you do /ping, it'll reply with /pong. Pretty easy. So we're going to highlight the tutorial folder right here, create new package, and we're going to call it commands. And inside the commands folder, we're going to create new Java class, call it ping command. So now it's a new class. It's inside the commands package, and you have a blank class that you can do whatever you want with. So here we're going to implement something. So implements, and we're going to type in command executor. So now this red line is going to appear under your code, and you're going to hover over it and hit implement methods. Or you can also press Alt-Shift-Enter. You press OK. And it's going to add a method just for you right here. In this method, we're going to return true first thing. And then now we can start it. So when someone runs the command, what do you want it to do? I want it to, so the sender is the person who's sending the command. So I'm going to tell the sender, and then you have all these methods you could play with. Get the name of the sender, get the server of the sender, send the message, which is what we're going to do. And we're going to say pause. Perfect. Now we can hit play. Build success. Awesome. And we can go back to the target, copy it. I want to move it over to our plugins folder, replacing the other one. Nice. I'm going to hit start. There we go. Now we can hit plugins, and I see a tutorial plugin has been enabled, and we can type in ping. and it's an unknown command. But we registered the command, we wrote the command right here. So why is it showing us an unknown command? Well, that's an easy thing to fix. We go into our tutorial main class here, and we haven't actually told the plugin that we're going to be using this command. So I'm going to type in a comment here saying register commands. And over here, I'm going to type in get command. And this is going to be called ping, right? Dot set executor new ping command. So now this is telling the server that when someone types in /ping, run this class, the ping command class, which is this class right here. So it's going to run this. So we're going to head over to our resources, open that up, and you're going to see our plugin YML. We're going to open that, and we also got to register it here. So we're going to type in commands, and we're going to type in ping. You got to make sure this command or this string is the exact same as this, because when it says get command ping, it's going to go into our plugin YML and say, this is the command we want to get. And we're going to add a description, and the description is going to be replies pong. You can also type in a usage, which is /ping, and an alias. So an alias is pretty cool. You can add /p, and we can add /pinging. So now if we type /p or pinging, it's still going to run this command. All right. So it's supposed to register pong, and we'll build it again. All right. Once it's fully built, we're going to go back to plugins, paste it in the plugins folder, replacing the other one. And we're going to start the server one more time. All right, server's done. We can hit plugins, PL, and we can see that the plugins that are enabled are the tutorial plugin that we created. And now we can type in ping, which now it doesn't show us red, it shows us that it is a valid command. Hit it, and it replies pong. We can type in p, replies pong, and we type in pinging, replies pong. Perfect. Now that we know how to make a command, we want players to run the command. So if it's messing with the player, we need to specify that it's a player and not the console, because if the console sends a command like what is my location, the console doesn't have a location, so it's just going to return null, and that's going to be an error in our code. So in order to specify if it's a player or not, we're going to type in if sender is an instance of a player, and then we type in player equals player sender. And we import player from org.bucket.entity.player. And now we have the player. So if the sender is instance for player dot-send message, player pong. Otherwise, if it's sent from the console, we're going to do sender.send message console pong. So this over here is only runs if the sender is a physical player in the world. And this only runs if the sender is a console. All right. So now once we have this, and at the bottom we have return true, so we know it's going to return true. We're going to hit play again. And once it's done, we're going to copy this over to our plugins folder, replace the file, and we're going to head over to the server and start it. So once it's starting, there's Minecraft. Sorry about that. I just got to wait for it to load then. I hit F11. Whoops, hit F11. All right, so we're here. And you can see it says hello world. So our plugin is working. We can hit PL to make sure that it is working. We can type in ping and it says console pong. So now we go into the server, we hit localhost and we join the server. We can hit /ping and it's going to say player pong. So this is because I'm a player in the world. I can hit /p/pinging and it's all going to reply the same thing. So this is because we are a player in the world. But in the console, it's gonna reply console pong because it is a console player, and we did that in the code. Nice. All right. Next up, we're gonna work on events. So events are cool because if someone interacts with the server in any way, it'll fire an event, and then we can do stuff with those events. So we're gonna hit a class. I'm gonna name this jumping, or we can do a sneaking listener. So this is going to implement listener. Make sure you're importing listener from listener org.bucket.event. And you can see this doesn't ask you to implement any methods here. So we got to create our own method. So we're going to do at event handler void on player sneak. And now, we can make in these two brackets, we can start the event. So we can type in player and you can see all the events that pop up here. So if they enter a bed, if they animate somehow, if they finish an advancement, if they move an armor stand, bed leave, there's a bunch. You can play around with any one you want, honestly, but we're going to play with the toggle sneak event or the player. We can just type in sneak to see player toggle sneak event. All right, so once we have here, we can type in event. We can find a player. So the player is going to be event, equals event dot get player. And we want to import player from same bucket.entity.player. And now we have the player. I want to send a message to the player. Player dot if player dot is sneaking player dot send message. You are sneaking. Nice. And now we can hit build. And it's going to build a plugin. But in the meantime, over here, what we're going to do is we're going to type in a new thing. We've got to register the listener as well. We're going to type in, we're going to add a little constant here. So we're going to type in private private plugin manager. Oopsie. And we're just going to hit a semicolon right there. And over here, we're going to type in plugin manager equals bucket dot get plugin manager. Nice. Okay, so in the plugin manager, we're going to type in, for the listener, we're going to type in plugin manager dot register event. And we're going to type in new sneaking listener. And it's going to ask what plugin do you want this to register to, and it's just this plugin. You want to register this. Register events. Sorry. And we got to register it to this plugin. So now it's going to call here, and every time you sneak, it's going to go over here to the event handler and then run all this code. Hit play again. And I'm just going to stop the server really fast. And now that it's done, build success, we can go into plugins. Let's copy this again. Go into plugins and replace the tutorial plugin again. And we're going to go ahead and start the server. In the meantime, I want to start Minecraft as well. All right, we're gonna go connect to the local host. And then once we're connected to the local host, we can now try to sneak. It only activates when we're stop sneaking. But it kind of works because we're toggling the sneak here. Oops, activated sticky keys there. But yeah, it works. So every time we sneak, it's going to call and say you're sneaking. So we can also edit this right here, and we can change it to whatever event we want. So we can type in player. Let's see. What's a fun event to do? We can mess with the player join event. So now we can get the player. And then we can also get the message, so string message equals event.getJoinMessage. So over here, we can do event dot, let's see, set join message. Perfect. We can do event dot set message, chat color dot green plus, then we're going to type in player. So this is what I'm using here is basically like a placeholder, and in the placeholder, I'm going to replace. Type in replace. I'm going to replace the player with whoever's joining, which is player dot get display name. So now it's going to replace whatever this is with my name, or whoever's name joins the server. So we can run that again. And we already we already registered it, so it's still gonna play. I'm gonna copy this over. Gonna stop the server. Nice, and we're gonna go to the plugins and replace tutorial with tutorial. And we can start the server again. Nice, timing's reset. Let's go back here. Localhost. We connected, and as you can see, it replaced the join message with plus evil terabyte in green, because that's my username up here. So that's how to basically make a really basic and simple plugin. And the next time we go on, we're going to mess with configuration files, custom items, custom recipes, and custom inventories. So see you guys in the next video. Thanks.